Framing refers to how information is presented or framed to influence your perception and interpretation of it. The same facts can be presented in different ways to guide you toward a particular viewpoint or decision. Framing leverages the fact that people respond differently based on how information is worded or structured, even if the underlying meaning is the same. A classic example is that most people prefer a 90% fat-free product over one with 10% fat, even though the fat content is identical. The positive 90% fat-free framing makes the first option seem more appealing. Signs you are being framed. Be on the lookout for these common signs that framing techniques are being used on you. Emphasis on certain facts while downplaying or omitting others. Use of loaded language and word choice to evoke an emotional response. Presenting statistics or probabilities in a misleading way. False dichotomies that oversimplify your options. Focusing on short-term gains versus long-term outcomes. If information seems cherry-picked or worded manipulatively to sway you in a certain direction, you are likely experiencing the framing effect. Advertisers, politicians, and salespeople frequently use framing to influence your choices in their favor. Defending against framing bias. To avoid being unduly influenced by framing effects, use these strategies. Reframe the information in neutral terms, stripping away loaded language and selective emphasis. Invert any statistics or probabilities to uncover logically equivalent framings. Beware of false dichotomies and look for additional options beyond the two presented. Consider how the issue is being bounded and if important context is missing. Examine the long-term and indirect consequences, not just short-term gains. By analyzing how information is being presented to you, you can recognize framing effects and make more objective, less biased decisions. Don't just accept the given frame, question it, and consider other perspectives. Using framing to your advantage. While framing can be used to manipulate, it's also a powerful tool for presenting your ideas in their best light. Use these framing techniques to communicate more persuasively. Emphasize the key facts that support your case and put them in the beginning or end for maximum impact. Choose words with positive associations and connotations to describe your position. Present statistics and probabilities in their most favorable light. Limit the options you provide to guide people toward your preferred choice. Focus people's attention on the immediate benefits of going with your proposal. By carefully structuring your language and selecting what information to highlight, you can frame your arguments more convincingly. Craft your messaging to resonate with your audience and make them more receptive. As you can see, framing is a valuable skill to master, both to defend against unwanted influence and to advocate for your own ideas more effectively. By understanding the principles of framing, you can perceive the world more clearly and communicate more powerfully.